So 3 times Omkaram. Om, 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 Om Tatsat. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Today, so we are going to start another very important topic and powerful topic, very useful topic to us from Bhagavad Gita. That is regarding, we are in the process of knowing about our existence. Basic question is this: what are we? Who am I? How I have formed? What is this my life? What is this I am doing in this earth? How I am born? What is happening here? What is this visible world? What is this whole world? Human beings? What are this? Ultimately, who am I? How do I know myself? How to find out about myself? How to what is God? How to find out about the God? What is the nature, Mother Nature? What is it? What is happening in this universe, in this cosmos, in this creation? That kind of a basic philosophical concept Lord Krishna proposed himself in the Bhagavad Gita. We are strictly restricted to Bhagavad Gita only. All the points you mentioned will talk about this aspect. That is called, in other words, as a caption you can say, Prakriti Shakti, the power of Shakti. Prakriti is the mother nature, and Shakti, its power, its manifestation. That is, as we know, sir, that there are three things here. One is the material nature. Second one is the soul. Third one is the universal soul. I repeat, the material nature, individual soul. There are all individual souls, embodied souls, embodied beings. And third one is the universal. It belongs to, that universal soul belongs to everybody in the universe. So this is these three things are there. All of these things, what is this actually? Unless we deeply understand, we thoroughly, so we cannot get out of this. Once we understand this, Lord said the philosophy, we will see in chapter 13:23. The philosophy he mentioned, once who read now whatever we are today going to discuss, once they come to know this about this and they follow this, there will be no rebirth to them. There will be no birth and death to them. No death to them. No birth. That is the power of the today's topics, the importance of this topic. So we'll start with the chapter 3, sloka 5. Nahi kachit kshanam api jatu tishtati akarmakrut karyate hi avashah karma sarva prakriti jai gunai. This is what I will read once again this particular sloka. Nahi kachit kshanam api. Not even a single second. People Sadhu Tishrati Akarma Krit. Without doing any work, not even a single second they can sit. All the beings, all the three lokas. Karitehi avashaha karma sarva prakriti jai gunai. Prakriti jai gunai. So the gunas born out of the qualities born out of the material nature, because of that influence, they keep doing some more work. You do keep doing good work, you keep doing bad work, you keep doing little work. But karitehi avashaya. They keep doing one or other work every moment. This is the power of the material nature. Even if you wanted to sit without doing any work, like Krishna said, Arjuna, you don't want to fight the war, you said that, but you cannot sit like that because you are a Kshatriya. Your nature will prompt you to fight a war ultimately. That is the power of the mother nature. So, I'll read English translation for this. Indeed, no one even in the twinkling of an eye ever exists without performing action. Everyone is forced to perform action, even action which is against his will, by the qualities which originate in material nature. This kind of a thing. So, we have seen some good actions also will take place, bad actions also will take place. That kind of a thing. Now, good action is somebody is fighting for dharma, bad actions are that Guru Putra, this Ashwadhama, he respects Pandava so much, Draupadi so much, and everybody respects so much. But even then, at the end of the war of Mahabharata, he doesn't know that he is killing the Upapandavas. He thought he's killing the Pandavas. He never wanted to kill Upapandavas. But then they're all sleeping and they all look like their fathers only. But they're all sleeping at one place in the camp of war. So then he thought he's killing the Pandavas only. So he killed all of them. But ultimately, after killing them, when he saw their faces, they are Upapandavas. So he killed them. He doesn't want to kill them, but he killed them. Ashwadhama killed Upapandavas. But what I mean to say, this our Karitehi Avashana Karma Sarva Prakriti Guna. Similarly, say there are many instances.
Whom did he want to kill?
He wanted to kill Pandavas. After Duryodhana was beaten, then what happens? Duryodhana was beaten and then he was bleeding. Ashwadhama goes there, and Bhima leaves Duryodhana thinking he is dead, but he is not dead. So he kept his breath in his body. So after Pandavas are left, then Ashwadhama goes there. Then he tells Ashwadhama, Duryodhana, see Bhima is broken by thigh like this and all that. I am dying to. Ashwadhama gets angry. Because they have done this to you. Okay, I will go and kill them in the night. So they are not supposed to do that because in the night they are not supposed to kill. But he broke the rule also. Karidehi avashaha karma sarva prakriti gunai. They will be prompted to do some action, whether it is good or bad. So this is the power of the nature we are talking about. So as long as a person is born of nature, it is important to say that he can either that it is ignorant to say that he can either perform or avoid action. Action depends on the qualities inherent in the matter. Everybody will say, no, I will not do any wrong action. I will not perform any action. No, it is wrong to say, it is ignorant to say, because action depends on the qualities inherent in the matter. Our Prakriti, Sattva, Guna, Raja, Tama, this body, everybody's body, everyone's physical bodies are composed of the Sattva, Raja, Tama, Gunas and Pancha Mahabhutas and Manasu, Buddhi, Ahankara. So this is the thing. So this action depends on the qualities inherent in the matter. So if we have Sattva Guna qualities inherent in our body, we will do good action. If Rajoguna is there inherent in our body, we will do that some mixed actions, good and bad. And Tamoguna will do only bad actions. Would his waking and sleeping stop? If I don't want to sleep, for example, I cannot control. Can I control my sleep? It will come, sleep will come. Or I don't want to wake up. I want deep sleep. Can I not be waken up? I'll be woken up. So his waking state and deep sleep state, it will not be stopped. It is beyond our control. Everybody falls into sleep or everybody wakes up as per his nature. Would his waking and would his feet forget how to walk? And would birth and death cease? As soon as you get up from the sleep, will you forget how to walk? No, you remember it, no? So that is the nature. And that's what it is. So action is born of the qualities of nature and is dependent on them. So it is useless to say that a person can choose whether or not to act. This is because he is saying, Lord Krishna is saying Arjuna didn't want to fight. So he says, it is useless to say that a person can choose whether to act or not to act. You will be forced to act. Now, just as a dry leaf lifted by the wind circles in the air, although it doesn't move of itself, we are so helpless in the mother nature that it is like if you say a dry leaf will be there. Sometimes we see wind comes up and a dry leaf will not be able to move, but the wind will lift it up in the sky, and then it circles up in the air also. The dry leaf also we have seen many times in Rajasthan, all the deserts you must have seen. Dry leaf also circles in the air. So that kind of, we are like that. We are totally out of our control. Mother Nature is totally more all powerful is Mother Nature only. We are subjected to Mother Nature. Sir, just sit right, sir. So we are talking about the Prakriti Shakti. the power of Mother Nature. Mother Nature. Mother Nature is the bunch of Mahabhutas and then the Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunas and Manasu, Buddhi, Ahankaram. The power of it on the individual soul, on you and me, on him and everything. The power of the Mother Nature. So in the same way, even a person who is detached from action is always active due to the force of nature and the tendencies of the organs of action. Right, sir? So, due to the force of the nature, we are always active. That even though we don't want to take any action, but due to the force of the nature, we will be active. So, therefore, it is impossible to stop performing action as long as there is any connection with matter. Those who say that in spite of all this, they can stop acting, they are simply being stubborn. Next sloka he says in chapter 18, he says that na tadas, chapter 18 sloka 40, he says that na tadaste prudivyam va divi deveshu va punaha sattvam prakrutije muktam yadevi syat trivi gunai. He says that there is no being either on earth or yet in heaven among gods which can exist free from these three qualities born of material nature. You see, even the Lord Yama is supposed to have the full of tamas. Tamasic God, Lord Yama. No kindness. When the jiva comes to him, he just sees his list and then finishes him accordingly. Lord Yama. Similarly, Indra is supposed to have Rajoguna more. Kind of thing, all drama, dancing, enjoying, drinking, all this thing. Drinking wine and then Indra. So, Satvaguna, Brahmaloka and Tapoloka, these kind of places. Tapoguna, Satvagunam. Satvagunam is Brahmaloka and all that. So, what God is saying is, there is no being either on earth or yet in heaven among the gods which can exist free from these three qualities. Not only you and me, we are as we are all more little inferior beings than Indra and all that. So, three qualities, material nature, we are not free from them. So, either there is nothing in the world, either gross or subtle, which is involved in these three things: the doer, the action, the fruit of action. These three things are involved, sir. The doer, the action, the fruit of action. So, the karma phalam, whatever we do, the action, there is the fruit of action is there automatically. Either you want or you don't want, that is a different matter. But fruit of action will be there. Say, for example, you have done some homa or some yajna. The fruit of action will be there automatically. There's no resistance when you want it, you don't want it. Nothing. Or similarly, we do some worship, we go to some tirtha. There will be some fruit of action. Similarly, we do good things, we do donate to charity and all that, we do dhyanam and all that. There will be fruit of action. There will be. So that is why people who do meditation and the Omkaram chanting, Om Namah Shivaya chanting, Om Namo Narayana chanting, they purify themselves and they spread they are full of positive energy and they spread positive vibrations also around them. Similarly, those people who don't do all this and they just only keep drinking and eating and dancing, they don't have these positive vibes. So that fruit of action will be there. So, O Arjuna, these three things are woven into the nature of the qualities like wrap and woof of a cloth. Like a cloth is woven like this, they are wrapped. Three things. The doer is you and me, our physical organs. The doer and the action, what action we are doing, and the fruit of action, that will be there. That is why, owing to all this, we should try to avoid bad actions and try to do good actions. We should only try, but our nature will help us decide it, whether we can do that or not. But like say, for example, trying to listen to this Bhagavad Gita Satsang today, now we are doing. It's a good thing. Here the doer is there, you are there, I am there. The action is we are listening to Bhagavad Gita, studying Bhagavad Gita, trying to understand Bhagavad Gita, the action. And the fruit of action will be there. Whatever is maybe what kind of a little bit sins we have got knowingly or unknowingly, they will keep getting eliminated gradually over a period of time. So that is the fruit of action. So this is for the good action. So there is nothing in the world of nature, in the world of mortal men, that is our world, we are mortal men, or in heaven, which is ruled by the three qualities. In fact, these three qualities are only ruling the whole world. That we must know. As the slogans of Bhagavad Gita, we must know that there are three qualities existing, and those three qualities, Sattva, Samas, Gunas, are only three qualities only ruling the whole entire creation, including even if some God wants to give us a blessing, if that Gunas will prompt him, the Sattva Guna will prompt him, go and bless that person, they'll come and bless. Even they are ruled by the three Gunas. If somebody doesn't want to give you any blessing, he will not give you. So anyway, could there be a blanket without a wool? A lamp of clay without earth? A lamp of clay without earth cannot be made, you know. That deepam has to be made with the clay. So because if you can do clay, how can the lamp can be made? So like this, waves without water. So waves are there, but there is no water. So water, if there is a water, waves will be there in that. If water is there, waves will be there. Because of the passage of wind and all that, then the waves will be formed. Movement of the water, the waves will be there. So like that only, the three qualities of material nature are only prompting us to do action. There is no creature. There is no creature in all of nature which isn't composed of the three qualities. Therefore, you should know that everything is fashioned from these three qualities. Because of these three qualities, there are the three gods, three worlds, and people belong to the four castes according to their various functions. There are three gods are there, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, three worlds are there, Devaloka and Manushya and Patal Loka. Three worlds are there, and four categories of people. That is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. The three qualities only they are there. So now just a little bit insight into the four castes. Regarding the four castes, I would like to say that how these are formed, I have read in Bhagavad Gita explanation by Sant Gyaneshwar Maharaj, Sant Gyaneshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Sant Gyaneshwar Mahadev explained in one of the chapters, chapter 18 and chapter 9 also, that see Sattva-guna, pure Sattva-guna, the creation of the God only, the nature, Mother Nature, God. So that Mother Nature, then pure Sattva-guna, it creates pure Brahman, pure Brahmins. Pure Brahmin, that Shastram is just only Shastram, Vedam, Shastram, Samano, Namaskaram, Bhagavan, pure Brahmins are the Sattva-gunas. So the Sattva-guna. And the Sattva-guna, and there is the Rajaguna. In the Rajaguna, it has two categories, that is two castes. One is Rajaguna mixing with Sattva-guna. So most of the Rajaguna is there, say 80% Rajaguna, or 20% mixes with Sattva-guna, he becomes a Kshatriya. But most of the 80% is a Rajaguna. Rajaguna is action, full of action. Action, valor, fighting, protecting people, horse riding, all these things. So Rajaguna, 80% Rajaguna and 20% Sattva-guna approximately is called Kshatriyas. And now, say 80% of say Rajaguna, or say 60% of Rajaguna, some 30 or 40% of Tamoguna, if they become Vaishyas, they are traders. They are the tradesmen. They don't think anything else except making profit. Only making profit. हमारा क्या अच्छा है? मेरे को क्या मिल रहा है? Only see, they see that only, and they don't see whether he is doing right or wrong, whether he is exploiting the other person or not, whether he is unnecessarily harming the other person or not. They don't see that. Because why? Because 60% or 70% of Rajaguna and to do business and all that, and 30% of Tamoguna. And that Tamoguna doesn't say anything, total darkness, total ignorance. Give me that. Give me my share, my profit. So this is the Vaishya caste. Where they make a lot of profit and all that. And various types of categories are people who sell diamonds, who sell gold, who sell vegetarian, food grains. Those are the types of people sell cotton, clothes. There are various types of Vaishyas. So, but they are made of this Rajoguna mixed with Tamoguna. And the fourth category is Shudra. We call it Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra category is there, Sudras. They are full of made of Tamoguna, but 10-20% of it is made mixed with the Rajoguna. Tamoguna, full of say 70% Tamoguna, 80% Tamoguna, mixed with the 20% or 30% of Rajaguna. That is why they are Sudras. They are workers in all those places. And they work like hard. They work hard. They don't mind working hard. तो रोड बना दो तो रोड बना देंगे, दिन रात काम करेंगे, कहीं नहीं जमीन पे सो जाएंगे, क्या मतलब खाएंगे. They are Tamagunas, absolutely. So out of these four gunas only, the four castes are made. Out of the three gunas, the four castes are made. As for that. This is just a point. Okay, sir? So this is what. Now we are all also there with these three gunas, we are all born like this, but at the same time we are shade better than all of these because we are reading Bhagavad Gita. The person, God Krishna said, whosoever reads Bhagavad Gita or listens to Bhagavad Gita is supposed to be a pious man. You deem him as a pious man. You deem to be a pious man, he will come to me. I will protect him always. I will protect them always. So the people who are reading Bhagavad Gita are spending time to listen to Bhagavad Gita are a shade better than all these people. Wherever we are born, there is no problem at all. So there is one more sloka he says that is in chapter 3, 27, and also the same thing he said in the chapter 13, 29. Power of the Prakriti, that's why I am talking about. Prakriti yavacha karmani kriya manani sarvasaha ahankara vimula atma ahankarta ek manite, he said in chapter 3. In chapter 15 he said that Prakriti yavacha karmani kriya manani sarvasaha यहाँ पश्यति तदा आत्मानं अकर्तारं सा पश्यति. यहाँ पश्यति तदा आत्मानं अकर्तारं सा पश्यति. आत्मानं अकर्तारं. Soul doesn't do any work. Prakriti yavacha karmani kriyamani sarvasaha. Only Mother Nature is doing all work. Let me tell you, even if we are coming and listening here to Bhagavad Gita also, so our Prakriti is doing all work. Our Prakriti is benevolent on us and it becomes Sattvaguna Prakriti. The Sattvaguna Prakriti has led us to come here and attend Bhagavad Gita and to read Bhagavad Gita. That is what. But God Himself is not doing anything. Right, sir? So there is no being on earth that we have covered it. Now, sir, in chapter 13, in addition to these, in chapter 13, 19, 20, 21, he mentions it, the power of the Prakriti. The power of the Prakriti. What is the Prakriti? What does it do? How it is binding the individuals. Actually, you and me, and we are all, everybody, every person is a divine soul only. Particle of the divine soul. We are all divine people. Actually, we have no connection with this world of dunya, this dunyadari, maya jal, we have no role. Because we are divine souls, but we are all covered by the Prakriti, by us. Prakriti is surrounded you, surrounded me, surrounded him. So there are power of Prakriti is there. In 3 slokas in chapter 13, he tells us. Let's see what are they. In chapter 13, 19th sloka, Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidhi Anadi Ubhavadvi Vikarancha Gunancha Eva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. So to further describes about the Prakriti, how it is playing with us. Know that material nature and spirit are both beginningless. Know that material nature, the Prakriti, and the spirit, that is yourself, you and me, the Jivatma, both are beginningless. Anadi Uvavati. Anadi, we are there right from times immemorial. And know also that the modifications of the field and the qualities too arise from the material nature. ठीक है sir? So the spirit is eternal and so is the matter is also eternal. That too, the spirit and matter are united like day and night. These two are united like day and night. Spirit and the matter. What is the meaning of this? They are united, they are time immemorial, but they are united, they are together like day and night. Like now daytime is happening, now after some time night will happen. Day and night they are continuously happening. Nobody can stop night not happening at all. Night will happen. So, and after the night, nobody will stop not happening in the morning. Sunrise will happen. So, but these are together. It means what? It means they they don't actually, they are not at the same time. They come one after the other. That is the meaning. The spirit and matter are united like day and night, day and night, day and night. At the same time they are not there, but one after the other they are there. So that is the thing. So if Purusha is there at that time, the Prakriti will not be there with you. Rajoguna, Tamoguna will not be there acting on you. If you are Shuddha Satsuguna. And if you are not there, if you are Rajoguna and Tamoguna, Purusha will not be there with you. So you don't know what you are doing, you do everything. Like Alexander the Great, the king, the Mughal kings, they kill the people, they burn this thing, the Prakriti is doing, the demonical forces are doing it. So that is the thing. The shadow is attached to the body like a phantom, and the grain and the husk of a seed grow closely together. O Arjuna, in the same way matter and spirit are inseparable, two in one, both existing eternally. If you see the rice grain, inside there is the rice is there, but outside there the grain, the cover is there, husk is there. But they are growing together. They are together. And similarly, if you see you take any fruit, papaya or any fruit, there's a cover, outer cover outside. In coconut, there is a cover outside. So the outside the cover and the inside the material, the eating material, both are growing together. It is like Prakriti and Purusha are there. Like our individual soul is there inside our body, and Prakriti is there. They are together. That is what it is. So this is the power of the Prakriti. What I have previously described as the field should be understood in this manner. We explained earlier, we have covered it about the field, the human body. We are going to see just after this. So the field, the Prakriti is this. Prakriti, a matter, whatever nature is called the field. Our body is the field, our body is the nature. So we have to understand all this. And what I have called the knower of the field is spirit, and the self or the self, this cannot be. Knower of the field, what I have called the knower of the field is spirit or the self. One is the nature, one is the body, the field. Second one is the knower of the field, knower of the body. That's called the spirit. That you and me we are trying to understand the field. We are called the self, the spirit. This cannot be denied. Oh Arjuna, spirit is pure being, and matter is the name given to all activity. All activity, whatever activity is going on, that is purely matter only. Purusha doesn't do, the self does not do any action. You see the wonder? The intellect, the sense organs, the heart, with all their modifications as well as the three qualities, sattva, rajas, tamas, the combination of all these things arise from matter, and matter causes action. This is causing action. So, now the field, about the field, he has already mentioned about it, no? There are two methods he explained, Lord Krishna explained to us to understand the field and the material nature. He says it's very important to understand the material nature, the field, then only we will come to know how to use our field. Third is a Kshetra, the field. So we have to understand our field, then only we can use it. If you understand how to use your car, you will drive it well. That is the kind of a thing, sir. So Bhumi apanla Vayukham Manopati Evcha Ahankara Itiyam Binna Prakriti Asra Apara Iyam tu Itatu Anyam Prakrutim Vidyame Param Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho Yaya Idam Dharita Yetat Yonini Bhutani Sarvani tu Upadarya Aham Prasusi Jagda Prabha Praledra Matta Paradaram Na Niyat Tingutas Dhanajaya Mai Sarva Idam Pratum Sutre Baligana Eva. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intellect and egoism, this my material nature is divided into 8 parts. Such is my inferior nature, but know it as different from my highest nature, the self, by which the universe is sustained. We are sustaining our body. See, I have got my body, my field, you have got your body, your field. So, he like that, everybody got their own field. So, we are only protecting our own field. say the Jiva Buddha, it is only sustaining the nature. If I don't take care of my body, then I will not take the what is that called, proper kind of food and all that. Then the body will wither away. Who is protecting his body? The individual self. We are protecting our own body, our nature, Mother Nature. So that he says is Jiva Buddha, my highest nature, the self, by which this universe is sustained. Where the whole universe is sustained by the highest self. Everybody is protecting their own bodies. That's how all bodies are existing. Bodies are not existing on their own, but the Jiva Atma itself is sustaining their own bodies. Myself, the highest nature, awakens the consciousness and causes the mind to experience sorrow and pain. All creatures have their birth in this. My highest nature, understand this. I am the origin and also the dissolution of the entire system, entire universe. Nothing higher than me exists. Arjuna, on me, all this universe is strung like pearls on a thread. No, this is we have covered it. Now, Kshetrajnam, then he says in chapter 13, Kshetrajnam Chapimam with the Sarva Kshetreshu Bharataha, he is again telling about the Mother Nature and the Jivatma, the spirit he is telling. The power of the Mother Nature, how it is bound. Actually, we are not bound. The soul is not bound by anything. But the outer cover, the Prakriti is so powerful, it is covering our individual self. So, he says, Kshetrajnam Apicham Sarva Kshetreshu Bharataha, Kshetra Kshetrajnam Jnanam Yasya Jnanam Matam Mamaha. So, Mahabhutani Ahankara, again, Kshetram, the field is describing. Mahabhutani Ahankara, Buddhi Avyaktam Yevcha, Indriyani Dasaikamcha, Panchita Indriya Gochara, Ichha Dvesha Sukham Dukkham, Sanghata Chetana Buddhi, Ita Kshetra Samadhyana Savikaru Dhatu. This Kshetra itself is, it's automated in the sense, it has got Ichha Dvesham, it likes and dislikes. Sukham Dukkham, it experiences pleasure and pain. Sanghata, it really unified. Chetana, consciousness is there in this. Some energy is there in this. And Dhruti, that willpower is there in this. Etat Kshetra Samasena Savikaru Dhatu. This is what it is. So now, the great elements, egoism, intellect, and the unmanifest, the senses, the 10 and 1, and the 5 objects of the senses, desire, hatred, pleasure, pain, the body, the interest, steadfastness, briefly described as the field with its modifications. Now, so we have described about that field. In detail. So in this only we must know millions of species are formed with innumerable subdivisions so that the storehouse of space can hardly contain. The womb of the original void is filled with these various types. Actually, the Mother Nature is supposed to be womb of a great void. To say that in the sky, in the space, there is a great void, emptiness is there. Total darkness. That is the Mother Nature. From that only all beings are born out. Anyway. So, कार्य करना कर्तृत्व हेतु प्रकृति उच्यते पुरुष सुख दुखानम भोक्तृत्व हेतु उच्यते. So, कार्य, the again power of the Mother Nature, it says कार्य करना कर्तृत्व हेतु प्रकृति उच्यते. It says कि material nature is said to be the cause in the producing the cause and effect. Cause and effect is produced by whom? The material nature. Cause and effect. Because what is cause and effect? Somebody praises me, I thank him, or I give him a gift. And somebody doesn't praise me, somebody says wrong words to me, so I get angry. And that kind of a thing. So cause and effect. Just because he used the wrong words to me and was angry, he was trying to beat me, he was trying to kill me. So I think that is the cause. And the effect is that I have to protect myself, to defend myself. Cause and effect. Similarly, somebody praises me, says good and he honors me and all that. Then we reciprocate with the same honor. We also honor him and then invite him and then give him a gift and all that. So this is effect. Cause and effect. So similar like this, all the things. Similarly, some young boy sees a young girl and that is the cause. And he either he likes it. If he likes it, he tries to get married to that girl. Or if he doesn't like it, he will try to run away from that. Cause and effect, like and dislike. These are all being coming out of the material nature. So that what we are all getting mostly involved with the world, material nature only in our lives. That is what we have to understand. And Purusha Sukhanam Bhoktrutva today. The spirit is said to be the cause in the experiencing the pleasure and pain. We are only just experiencing. Whether you say, okay, we have gone to the Bhagavad Gita class. It's very pleasant, very nice, pleasure. So we have gone to some place where some difficulties are there. Suddenly rain had happened. There was no proper sleeping place. You suffer a lot, and unless there is a lot of noise, so it is a painful thing, experience thing. So we experience either pleasure or pain. We, the Jivatmas. But it is caused by whom? Prakriti, material nature. So matter first creates desire and intellect along with the ego, which arouses the longing for satisfaction. So our desires are also created by whom? The nature only. You say you don't want to do anything wrong, but you will do something that is prompted by nature only, not the material nature. So that is why people have said, later on we'll come to know these steps. Firstly, we have to understand what is nature. That is, the nature is that it will prompt us into the action. Whether it is a good action or bad action, that is something. Now, Purushaha prakrutastahi bhumte prakrutijan gunan karno gunasangya asya sadasad yoni janmasi. Purusha prakrutastahi bhumte prakrutijan gunan. So, this Purusha, for the spirit abiding in material nature, experiences the qualities born of material nature. Attachment to the qualities is the cause of its birth in good and evil rules. Some people are attracted to the material nature. Somebody is वहाँ पे अच्छा खाना मिलता है, अच्छा फूड मिलता है, अच्छा ड्रिंक्स मिलते रहते हैं, जाके खाते रहते हैं, पीते रहते हैं, ऑफिस से होते रहते हैं, वन डे देर डे या नॉट. So that kind of a thing, Purusha Bhukte Prakrutijan Gunan, Prakrutistahi. So if somebody maintains normal limits, he is not affected by that. So like that, and similarly somebody does so much of action. Some people you must have seen, some sportsmen they suddenly die, young people they die while doing it. Like they're running cross-country marathon race, or doing gym, or playing this badminton and there are the squash, these kind of very games. They keep playing, but they get exhausted and they fall down. So Purusha Prakrutastahi Bhumte Prakrutijan Gunan. So that's who is too much involved in the Prakriti, such people Bhumte Prakrutijan Gunan. They enjoy the results born of the Prakriti. So somebody maintains a balance, he will enjoy the same thing. He will be normal and all. So Karanam Gunasangya Asya Sadasad Yoni Janmasi. Not only in this life, in the next life also, Karanam Gunasangya Asya Sadasad Yoni. Not only in this next life also, where we will be born. That is also being decided by these three gunas. These three gunas only, if you say we all of sometimes after 10, 15 years, 20 years, we all die. For example, leave this body. That will happen. Karanam Gunasangya Asya Sat Asatyoni Janmasi. Satyoni Asatyoni Janmasi. This Gunasangya. Now if we are careful, we will be intelligently, we start to only attracting, cultivating only Sattva Gunas, for example. Then Karanam Gunasangya Asya Sadsatyoni Janmasi. Satyoni Janma, it will take us to Satyoni Janma. Why the people say, the Lord say, यार last में वो पूरा सात्विक लाइफ लीड किया है सत्व गुणों. So he go to sattva world. There is sattva world, no, where all pious people are there. That is all. This is Rajoguna. Again, this human being world and all Rajoguna. And Tamoguna is the animals. Those who are very cruel here, crooked here, wicked here, they are not good. Because they will be born, because of their cruel nature, into the animal world. Because of their gunas. And to some mixed people, mixed people will be born as human beings. That is the thing. Karnam Gunasangya Asya Sadasad. This is the power of the nature. This is the power of the nature. You see the power of the spirit abiding in material nature experiences the qualities born of material nature, Attachment to the qualities is the cause of its birth in good and evil wombs. That's what. This is in chapter 13, 21 sloka. Now the spirit is formless. He is telling us what is actually you and me. The spirit is formless, alone, the most ancient of all ancient things. And he is called the spirit. And yet he is neither male nor female. In fact, it cannot be said what he is. Actually, we are neither male nor female. We are just formless. Now, mother material nature, mother nature is what it is doing, you know. It is making somebody is a male people. It is making in the form of somebody is female people. This male female is born by whom? The nature. Otherwise, otherwise we are all formless. Formless people, eternal people. But our nature has made us male, and somebody makes it a female. It's being made by nature only. So he is without eyes, ears, hands or feet. He has neither form nor color nor name. Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, they don't have any name, form or color. You just as they say, people say Omkaram, they say Omkaram, the sound only. Think that, and it thinks of him only, goes to him. Here I don't have to imagine Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, nobody. The God is actually formless. Formless, is without form, nor color, nor name. He doesn't have either blue color, red color, yellow color. Though he has no attributes, he is the husband of matter and experiences and happiness. Somehow Mother Nature has circled him, and because of him she draws energy. She draws the energy. And so that is that's why he is called her husband. Lord Shiva is the husband and Parvati is the wife. He is inactive, indifferent, and without any capacity for experience. He doesn't do any. He is only full of energy. His energy it uses. Material nature uses, and then she creates all these things.
She is the energy.
He is full of his consciousness, no?
She draws the energy from Shiva.
Shiva, and
She draws it.
She draws it. And then she is called also.
But she is Shakti, no?
She is Shakti, but her Shakti is not permanent. She is not permanent.
Okay, she draws from him.
She keeps drawing continuously. She keeps drawing continuously from him. So that way she the seed, all the things, the tree is there.
Yes.
The leaves keep falling and new leaves are being born. That is the thing. Shakti draws all her existence from him only. Like our soul is there. Soul from the soul only our body is alive. The moment soul leaves this body, the body cannot live on its own. Like we are breathing in, breathing out, heart is functioning, brain is functioning. There's somebody's girl, many things are there, heart attack is over, somebody's brain dead. So many things we listen. These all are field, material nature. But the soul, as long as the soul is there, pranam is there in the body, then only the person is alive. अगर किसी को तो ऑक्सीजन पे भी लगाते हैं, but why? Because he is not able to do it. As long as oxygen is there in the body, he is alive. The soul is there in the body is alive. The soul is not there, material nature cannot survive. So, with the slightest movement of her form and attributes, she can bring any activity. All this thing, that kind of a thing. She is doing everything, all activity. Yet, the matter, the nature is a great island of delusion. She is a great island of delusion. The essence of power to pervade everything and created in an infinite and varieties of moods. Infinite and varieties of moods it creates. If we are good, we are happy, we are joyful, we are sad, we are dull. We want to go out. We don't want to go out. We want to eat food. We don't want to eat food. want to keep awake, I want to go to sleep. Moods, varieties of moods. I want to watch a movie with my family, I don't want to go with the family. I want to take a vacation, I don't want to take a vacation. I like this job, I don't like this job. You know, all moods, varieties of moods. I like my husband, I don't like my husband. I like my wife, I don't like my wife. I like my children, I don't like my children. I like my friends, I don't like my friends. I like my colleagues, I don't like my colleagues. Varieties of moods. This is all to say the matter is a great island of delusion. It's all delusion. It's all ignorance, delusion. What is happening, nobody knows. The essence of power of to pervade everything, and the creator of an infinite varieties of moods. Infinite varieties of species. These days, infinite varieties of moods are there. So many things. So she is like an arbor made of wine of desire, or spring in the forest of infatuation. Spring in the forest of infatuation. Forest of infatuation. Infatuation means he is total. Infatuation means he is after running after a particular personal thing. Infatuation. Desert, he is infatuated with money, he is infatuated with power, he is infatuated with that woman, he is infatuated with doing some action. So that's an infatuation. In the forest of infatuation, she is a spring. She continuously lives there. She always encourages people, do this, do that, do this. Kali Shakti, Kali Mata, Jagat Mata, Adi Parashakti. She is always in action. Shiva is totally no action, actionless. He is absolutely actionless. He is motionless. She is full of motion. So that is what day and night. Daytime we see everything and all that. We are put into action. Nighttime we are going to sleep. No action in the night. Daytime is full of action. Nighttime is no action. Nighttime we are supposed to sleep. So that is what. So she is known as a divine illusion. So she inspires literature, the power of nature. Further, the Lord Sant Gyaneshwar Maharaj said, she inspires literature, she gives form to the formless, she is the indestructible force behind all worldly existence. Art, learning, spring, all the Sangeetam, song, Vidya, Jnanam, all this thing, Sarigamapa, all this, Bharatanatyam, all these things, they spring from her only. She only creates, people say, how, they appreciate it, because Ali, yeah, wow, but it's all from the nature, Purusha doesn't do any all this. She only creates all this illusion, and she gives birth to desire and knowledge and action. She is the chamber in which all sound is produced. Means all sounds are also produced by her only. Sa, Ri, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni, Sa, the Sangeetam, and all sounds we are talking. All sounds are produced. She is the chamber. From her only the sound is produced. She is the source of the sound. And treasure house of all marvels. All things arise from the play of her power. See, we are trying to understand Mother Nature, so that what happens is we are not totally deluded. Saying that, I am the doer, I am this thing, I am this thing. We should not say. Because we don't do anything. It's all Mother Nature. We are all just like Katputis. We are all just playthings. And in the Mother Nature hands. So what we have to do is we have to recognize all this. To recognize all this and we try to do bad things. We have to avoid the bad things. That is what we have to do. She is the counterpart of the one, the companion of the detached spirit. And he is the detached spirit. She is the attached spirit. She attacks everybody to bandham. She creates bandham. My husband, my wife, my sister, my brother, my. So this attachment she creates. And whereas the Lord himself is the detached spirit, he doesn't get involved in it. So there is a different matter. He has no attributes or moods. He doesn't have any moods or attributes. She herself becomes all these things for him. You see, Mata Parvati only comes in front of Lord Shiva. And she becomes a beautiful person, pleasant sound, pleasant music, pleasant food, pleasant all. Creates all flowers, fruits, Lord Shiva, good bed, all moods she creates. He has no attributes or he has no moods. That's why he's always depicted as sitting on the Kailasa Parvat. We can't go and survive there. We have to go and still come back by the night. We cannot they have the temperature, minus temperatures, minus 20, minus 30 degree temperature. He says he is living there. He got a Kailas Parvata. It's in Himalayas, is the coldest place. So he has no attributes or moods. He has no comforts. But she has everything. She has moods, attributes and comforts. She herself becomes all these things for him. She only tries to reduce the temperature and all that, make him normal and all this. She comforts him. So Mother Nature is like that. If she is dealing with a God like that, so similarly our soul is a God. Our body treats us like this. So it only creates, okay यार यहाँ बैठो यहाँ पे गर्म चाय पी लेते हैं. गर्म चाय पीना फिर अगेन मदर नेचर का गर्म चाय, गर्म कॉफी, अच्छा कॉफी पी लेते हैं, अच्छा बिस्किट खाते हैं, अच्छा लगता है, तो अच्छा गाना सुनते हैं टीवी पे. तो ये सब moods she creates. Otherwise our soul doesn't want all this. It only just wants chanting Omkaram. She is the manifestation of the unmanifest. She is unmanifest. And he is not visible at all. She is a manifest, she is in visible form all the time. So he is all pervasive. So she is the desire in the one. उसको desire नहीं होता है, भगवान को कोई desire नहीं होता. She creates desire for him. Like there are many instances in Shiva Purana, Mahaprabhu, Vishnu Purana and all that. Some demons have come and taken her, trying to take her and get married to her. So Lord Shiva doesn't have any desire. He's sitting aside. So she creates desire in him. You better fight for me. Ma Sita Mata made Ram to fight Ravana. Ma Sita is Parvati Shakti only, Shiva, Lakshmi, Adi Mahalakshmi. So what happens? She is the desire in the one who is desireless. So we have to understand this. She is the desire in the one who is desireless. विष्णु को नारायण को कोई डिजायर नहीं होता है, बट दैट फेलो रावण, she is abducted by him. She creates the desire in Ram. You come and fight with him and take me out. When Hanuman offers her, Mataji, I will take you there. You sit on my shoulders. I will take you there to Ram. Next few minutes, few hours, you are there. She refuses. No, beta, if I may fall. She gives the excuses. I may fall from your shoulder into the sea and they will lead me. All these creatures in the sea will eat me up and all that. Or some Rakshas when they are flying away, they throw some weapons and the weapons may kill me. Tell Ram only to come here and fight with Ravana and then release me from here. So she creates desire in the one who is desireless. Then he says to you, okay, then Hanuman goes and tells Ram, she is only waiting for you. Only she says, you come and release me. When are you coming? You start immediately, Ram. He said, next day only he starts up. Okay, let's start up. So she creates desire, then he comes there and by the time already monkeys are, some crores of monkeys are assembled. They all go there, cross the river, Samudra Manthan also, Samudra Sea also there. They're dauntless, they make a way on this. Then they go and fight with the Ravana and Brahmastra. Indrajit is there, he fights with Lakshmana terribly. But then she creates desire in the one who is desireless. Then Lord gets desire to release Sita Mata. So that is she is that powerful, Mother Nature, Mata. So incidentally, if you see in the Ramayana, immediately after the battle is over, Ram calls her, he tells her, why Sita have released you from Ravan. Wherever you want to go, you go. You are free. He says that. But he is desireless. For that Sita who fought with the war, big war, and many crores of demons and monkeys were killed. After winning the war, and he says to her, you are free to go. She is surprised. अरे what? Again, इसको कैसा फंसाना है? Mother Nature fixes the soul. She doesn't leave. So that is a kind of a thing. If she has to know Agni Pariksha lagao, then in that again Agni Pariksha she wins. And then he is forced to take her again. Then all gods will come and tell her. It happened in Sri Lanka. I visited that place. Duram Pola, it is there. It is there in Sri Lanka. Then they all gods will come and tell you, Brahma, they all tell, Shiva also comes there. Shankar, Rama, she is a totally pious lady. Please don't harm her, please. She is really pure-hearted and He only remembers his past living. Then he is forced to take, okay, you are all saying that, what can I do? So she, the mother nature forces him, Lord Rama to take. So this is power of the mother nature we are talking about. So she is the name of the nameless, she is the birth of the unborn, she is the action in the one who is beyond all action. That kind of a thing. So she is the attribute to the attributeless, feet to one who is without feet, ears to one without ears, and eyes to one without eyes. She gives feelings to the one who is passionless. So she gives feelings. Say for example, you are passionless, but she gives you feelings. She creates passion. She generates passion in you. So something like that. Like Vishwamitra, he was doing tapas, and Indra sends Manaka to him to woo him, and she creates feelings. She gives feelings to the one who is passionless. वो अपना प्रार्थना कर रहा था, उसको पैशन क्रिएट कर दिया और उसका तपस भंग हो गया. Similarly, while sitting here, I should not say someone will come and will try to attract you. So she creates feelings and passion to the passionless. Power nature. So we should not get all these things. We must recognize the nature only. By knowing that, then we should be careful. It is nature, mother nature. So mother nature को then you say namaste, you just say namaste करके then उसको छोड़ने चाहिए. उसमें involve हो गए हैं, तो we are gone. That is the thing, sir. Because of her, there are male and female. Again, she the one. Otherwise, the people are not male and female. She creates male and female. Not only human beings, all species. All species. Horses में male female है, elephant में male female है, आप dogs में देखो, उसके बाद आप snakes में देखो, आप you name any animal, flowers में देखो, anywhere birds also birds male female. So everywhere she creates. Because of her, there are male and female forms. All forms are created by her. So you are also created by as a male, and that kind of me, I am a male, and somebody is a female. That is all created by Mother Nature. Just as the light of the moon is dimmed at the night of the new moon. For example, it's all Maya. For example, an example something I used to be saying, full moon is there, Nasa, full moon is there, and that full moon, after 15 days, it becomes zero moon, new moon. New moon, no? Every 15 days it changes, no? So it's all because of Maya. It's all because of Maya. Otherwise, moon has gone nowhere. Moon is there only, but only a new moon appears to us. All Maya, all illusion. So the soul's contact with the matter. Another says as the clouds in the sky spoil the clear sky, milk is concealed in cause for udder, fire is latent in the piece of wood. So as the lion is weakened by desire, similarly the spirit loses its inherent splendor when he is in contact with matter. If we come into contact with the matter, then we will lose all those splendor. Similarly, the spirit in contact with matter is affected by the qualities. The moment we come in contact with the matter, as per the matter qualities, we get affected. If a person say you talk to a person as a male or a female with sattva guna, you will be affected by the thing. Sattva guna and all. You talk to somebody with the rajoguna, you get affected by the rajoguna. You talk to somebody with the tamoguna, you get affected by the tamoguna. The qualities. That is the thing. That's why we should choose our company always carefully. We should try to be interacting with the sattva people so that we don't get affected by rajoguna and tamoguna. So this is what it is. Okay, sir. So similarly, we are in waking state right now. When you go to sleeping state, then dreams will happen. You don't want dreams, but dreams will come. So as the soul is affected. So sir, we'll stop it today, and so there are two more slokas are there, but we will cover it up tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Sunday holiday, and we'll take it up on day after tomorrow. All part of this only. So we will pray 3 times Omkaram chanting, sir. तत्सत.
ఓం తత్సత్.
सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु.
సర్వం శ్రీకృష్ణ.
लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु. ओम शांति शांति